So my story goes back to 2017, right around the summer. In fact, it was the July 4th holiday here in the United States. And I remember I was driving with my wife. I think we were going to the beach or something. And my boss called. And he says, "Hey, there's a company that's completely down. And we need to go fix this." So earlier, maybe a week or two earlier, the the NotPetya or Petya 2 malware was released in Ukraine. And even though it was targeted in in the Ukraine, obviously it spread very quickly to the United States. And so by July 4th, there were multiple companies that were infected. This particular company had no segmentation whatsoever. So once the malware got in, it spread very, very quickly, and everything was down. And of course, many organizations were hit by this, but in this case, one of the leaders at this company knew one of the leaders at my company. And so it came down to me to make sure that we had a team on site to recover from this. And this is not a situation where you can fix this remotely, obviously. With the whole network down, people have to be flown in to go deal with this. And because it's July 4th, I was really hard-pressed to find anybody that could be on this team from the United States. So at first, I tried to get some of our consultants from Mexico or Canada to fly down to this location to deal with the situation. And of course, after the holiday, I was able to bring in engineers from the United States as well. But it was a super painful process. You basically had to bring up every single VLAN one at a time, right? You couldn't skip any steps and say, "Hey, I'm going to clean this VLAN, clean that VLAN, or clean this segment and that segment," and just bring it all up once. Because if you missed one little thing, then the malware just like respread through whatever parts of the network that were accessible. And so it was basically one VLAN at a time going through and making sure that the malware is cleared from that particular VLAN, and essentially going one at a time. And the thing is, it took basically 3 8-hour shifts. We were working 24/7 to bring that network back up. And this was like, I think 5 to 6 weeks of downtime for this company for us to finally clear all that out. And I was told that they were near bankruptcy at one point. And if we hadn't essentially parachuted in this entire team of folks to go and help them recover, like, they probably would not have survived. So, I know that segmentation is a hard thing to implement at scale, but when it comes down to it, there are certain scenarios where segmentation is just absolutely necessary in your best defense against something so malicious and so quick, fast to spread. And if you do have segmentation, this is a reminder to always be checking to make sure that there aren't any segmentation violations or new multi-home hosts that might be helping the adversary circumvent your segmentation. But it was a pretty scary scenario at one point, with all hands on deck, trying to save this company and all their employees from extinction.